we are going to be having the national anthem. And following the national anthem, we will be kicking things off in the finals. Well, we have heard that the BEAMERZ, they have won the toss and are choosing to bat first. So it is the BEAMERZ who have won the toss. They will bat. And think that the Farrington Super Sixers, they had the same inclination to bat first once they would have won the toss. It wasn't to be. It is the BEAMERZ who will take a first strike. And we remember, in the first, when we were here 2 weeks ago, it was the BEAMERZ who also were about to bat. Well, Tony, if you don't know, I'll tell you that the BEAMERZ, their lineup is going to be weakened slightly, and because the likes of their all-arounder, Yannick Leonard, is not with them. And so I know that he has joined us. And so I say to you, good evening, Yannick. It is a pleasure having you with us over there in London. It is truly a pleasure to bring live commentaries to all those who have joined us have been with us for the entire tournament. Today is the grand finale, and we expect to bring it live and lively as it unfolds before very eye. What are your expectations, Tony?
Well, we are expecting to see some really good cricket being played here this afternoon between these two teams. Throughout the entire tournament, they have been the teams that have really put their best foot forward and has been playing some really good cricket. Both teams losing to each other, and they are certainly going to be putting up some good trying to give us a good game of cricket here this afternoon, as we are just getting through some preliminary proceedings here, where we've seen the premiere, as we have to give acknowledgement to the Anguila's national anthem.
Well, what you're hearing now is a national anthem being played, and we invite you now. We see the Chief Minister, the Governor, not the Chief Minister, and one of the leading organizers, that's Mr. Alkin Rogers. He is there, they are in the lineup. Also, we have the two umpires who will be umpiring the game today. That is Mr. Jack Webster and Mr. Keith Lake, the two umpires who would be responsible for the proceedings today, as we ask to join us in the anthem.
You have it, the national anthem, the national song, that is. And if you realize, when we were last here with these two teams competing for the final prize, they definitely made some necessary changes, where this time in starting off, we've got the national anthem and the lineup of the teams in front of us, with the organizers, the premier, and the umpires, along with the two teams as well. And so we are just about set and ready to go. Middleton, we are certainly going to be in with some good action, some good excitement here this afternoon. Across the weeks leading up to this match, many of the patrons, supporters of both teams are inquiring when this match will take place, and so now we are here at the grand finale. The winner takes all, and it's the two top teams, the Razor Massive, certainly asking all of our spectators to come on out and to witness a good encounter here this afternoon.
Yes, that's what is expected. We are expecting to see the fight. You know, it's not going to be an easy walk over for anybody. Well, we are not anticipating that. that. We are anticipating, and just as it was in the first two meetings, where it had to take something extraordinary to come out of the game, it is expected here today. Well, one never can tell. It is a game of glorious uncertainty. That is cricket indeed, and so we are expecting to see good cricket. Nonetheless, whatever plays out is what we have to call. At the end of the day, we are anticipating a wonderful game and that cricket will win.
Yes, you made mention earlier in your comments that the likes of Yannick Leonard, who was actually captain in the BEAMERZ team, he is off to England there to ply his trade and to play some cricket and do some coaching as well. And so he's going to be missing from the BEAMERZ lineup. But having said that as well, they are quite a well-oiled machine with some real good veteran players who probably would be able to fill that void that was left by the captain there in Yannick Leonard. So they're looking to put their best foot forward here. When they started the first encounter, was not so much of a good start for them, but I'm certainly sure that they're going to be looking to put some runs on the board and put the Farrington Super Sixers under some serious pressure here this afternoon.
Well, cricket is a game of glorious uncertainty. We have had the preliminaries. Well, none of that counts for anything today. It is what is going to unfold before our eyes today at the James Ronald Webster Park what matters. Tony, in the meantime, before we see the teams going on to the field, again, we must say to our brothers and sisters out there in St. Vincent and neighboring islands who are at this moment are going through a tumultuous time. Our heartfelt sympathy to you and our prayers are with you indeed. It's never a good time, one should say, when nature acts up, but then indeed we know that Jehovah God is still in control. Even when he's speaking in his wrath, he's still in control.
Certainly our hearts and our praise go to the folks down there. And a matter of fact, even if you're not in St. Vincent, if you're from St. Vincent as well, you will certainly feel, the effects indirectly to what has transpired down there. We know a lot of these islands across the Caribbean Sea volcanic, and at any particular time the volcanoes can start to act up. We have seen where the little Emerald Isle Monstrat, who was challenged by the volcano for quite some time, having to virtually abandon one side of the island and move to the next. And so we know what the volcanoes can do, but our praise go out to the folks there in St. Vincent. And they were showing the ash and the airport, everything covered as if it's snow. And we really want to send our praise and our thoughts with all Vincentian across the diaspora.
Yes, indeed. Tony, I had, as you said, you saw some photos. I had some sent to me this morning from my very yard, and there were sacks of. We still have to give God thanks and praise because for. In so many ways.
Yes, certainly, and the umpires are out. The Razor Massive, they are to our right in a huddle, probably just giving their last words of what the strategy is like, how they are going to approach this game here this afternoon. But we've got some real excitement here for you, and you can be a part of this as well. It's the BEAMERZ versus the Farrington Super Sixers for winner takes all the Anguila Premier League. Its first edition of its kind, and it's a grand prize we're playing for $5,000 winner.
Well, The lineup for the Beamers: Lindell Richardson, captain, Dion Burton, Giovanni Gums, Wazim Mentos, Ashley White, Dylan Skeleki, Shaka Hodge, Rikel Cyril, Ron Rogers, Joseph Gums, Jim Felix, and the manager is Rodney Ray. And for the Super Sixers, the Farrington Super Sixers, we have the manager being Rudolph Proctor, coached by Charlie Hodge. And the team that will be representing the Super Sixers today is Dimitri Adams, captain. We have J.Dale Richardson, Yusuf Hodge, Terry Adams, Demetrius Adams, Dion Williams, the wicketkeeper, the Manny Hodge. For the first time he's in the Manny Hodge. We're going to see Damian Hodge is going to be playing today. Raymond Adams, and Masimba Bowen, and Daniel Proctor. That's the 11 for the team for the Super Sixers. So we will run through the teams again for you sometime later in the innings. It is going to be Masimba Bowen, who is going to be starting from this commentator's booth end. We saw Masimba Bowen. We have not seen yet the Bowens taking his mark. We have not yet seen the openers for the Beamers. Well, it's kind of a delayed start. It is a hype. It is a kind of a calm before the storm right here. Great anticipation what we expect. And we are going to be hearing from a number of our commentators today. And we have the likes of Ralph Hodge and in with us today, not doing umpire's duty, so he is going to be with us. We have the likes of the man Doc. He's going to be in the hot seat, and the voice that you love to hear very well, the man himself, Keith Stonegraves, is going to be in the hot seat at some point. You're all here, and we are going to describe the action as it unfolds before you. Ranford Kelsick is also in the house, and so as the day progresses, you are going to hear the voice of those who have actually made the tournament or brought the tournament to you wherever you are. Right, so it is going to be skipper Lindell Richardson, who is walking out to the middle along with Dylan Skeleki. Dylan Skeleki and Lindell Richardson, they are the two opening batsmen, two right-handed batsmen, and they will be starting things off for the Beamers. So it's going to be Lindell Richardson who is going to be taken for a strike. He will be taking strike at the far end. Masimba Bowen, the number 22 on his back. He's just ensuring that his hand is loose. So too Lindell Richardson, an offside field, a packed offside field. There's a man in the slip, and the umpire is making sure that the score is ready. There's a mid-off, extra cover, backward point, short third man and a slip. On the onside, there's a man on the long on boundary, halfway back on the boundary. There is a man at forward square and a short fine leg. That is the field for the right-handed batsman Lindell Richardson, and for the new bowler Masimba Bowen, who walks to us now, tosses the ball hand to hand, gets a play from the umpire. He runs away. First ball of this, the final. Runs away to bowl to Lindell Richardson. Bowl to Richardson. Richardson is forward. Circumspectly. Bat and pad together. Loud appeal, but there was bat. It's all in anxiety there. Masimba Bowen. Bang on target. First delivery.
Right on target is Masimba Bowen. I mentioned earlier that these teams are well up for these matches here today, both the Beamers and the Farrington Super Sixers as Bowen.
Here is Bowens, and he's been stopped by the umpires. There is someone that is walking on behind, right under us here, behind the bowler's arm, and they have been asked to move. some movement behind the bowler's arm, and the bowler had to start again. Here is Boyens. Right arm over the wicket. Bowl to Lyndall Richardson. Second delivery of this the finals. He is fishing outside the line of the off stump. That's a naughty looking shot there by Lyndall Richardson.
Yes, just feeling and fishing for it outside the off stump there from the bowler there in Boyens. Could have easily gotten a nick on that one.
Looking to run it past the slip, get it down to a vacant third man region. Well, that was a very naughty looking shot. Here is Boyens' turn. Runs away from us. The bowl to Lyndall Richardson. Bowl to Richardson. Richardson is getting off the edge onto the boundary 4 runs. Well, Terry Adams there was standing like a man not sure what he wanted to do. That's an opportunity. Terry Adams, he's better than that. He is better than that. But Adams he just looked and realized that the ball was too fast for him, and someone said it was wide. From our vantage point, it looked to be much closer, but it may be just wide of him, and it goes down to the third man boundary. That goes away for 4, and they're off the mark.
Maybe 10 years ago, Terry might have made an attempt at that, but that juncture, you see the batsman in Richardson just pushing, taking a thick outer portion of the bat edge that is catchable height. Terry did not move, and 4 runs.
Here is Boyens. The bowl to Richardson. Richardson is forward and playing it well out through the onside down to the long on area. The man coming on in off the boundary. That is Adams. If he sends a return, can't stop the single. Richardson moves on to 5. Richardson's on to 5. Brings Dylan Skeleke, his opening partner, for the first time on strike. It's 5 for no loss. BEAMERZ. It's the Anguila Premier League finals. Route to the final. In the semi-final, BEAMERZ defeated the Razor Massive. Here is Masimba Boyens. Bowls to Skeleke. Skeleke is hitting this one. That's not timing it to extra cover. No run resulting. Had that ball gone past the extra cover, that would have been some runs, but not timing it at all. Dylan Skeleke. Score remains on 5 for no loss. 5 for no loss. Thanks to all our sponsors. And we will name you as we go along. Here is Masimba Boyens to bowl to Dylan Skeleke. Bowl to Skeleke. Skeleke to this delivery. He's getting one outside the off stump. He's playing it to backward point. Can't score. The end of over number 1, and at the end of the first over, this is the finals of the Anguila Premier League. It is the BEAMERZ winning the toss, choosing to bat. They are 5 for no loss.
5 for no loss after over number 1. A good start there by Boyens. Other than that fortuitous edge that went for 4. Nicely, tidily bowled there by Boyens. Just keeping everything on about the off stump there, and making the batsman play as well. So good start. You would feel a little bit aggrieved to have that boundary coming off of the edge, but I'm certainly sure that he will feel good with the way he has started here, as well as the Farrington Super Sixers as well.
Indeed, and something that we have come accustomed to is that the Farrington Super Sixers will be starting. Not will Jadel Richardson, we have become accustomed to. It is going to be the captain, Dimitri Adams, who is going to be taking up the attack from the city end.
So it will be spin from one end and pace from the other end. They probably might have worked something differently as opposed to when they would have played in the match that they lost to the BEAMERZ. And so using a different strategy, same strategy has been told. Yes.
Here is Adams from the city end to bowl to skipper Richardson, who is playing this one down to short third. The man coming in there, can't stop the single. Gets off the gets away from the strike. That is Richardson. Total, he moves on to 6, and the total on to 6 for no loss. It brings Dylan Skeleke, who is yet to score on strike. Dylan Skeleke, he's just the 2 deliveries, has not scored. Skeleke looks around the field. See for Skeleke. As we watch Adams bowl to Skeleke. Skeleke is going a big shot over the top, 4 runs. A loose delivery was outside the off stump, with an off. With accepted. Dylan Skeleke just carving it over the top of extra cover, and one bounce into the fence. It goes away for 4.
And Skeleke has been in fine form, opening the batting for the Beamers, and that one was just tossed up, and it was like meat and drink for him, just continuing where he left off.
Here is Adams. So Skeleki's punching this one, trying to get 4 more. Lovely shot there by Dylan Skeleke. One was over the top, one was through the field, and both the same result. Dylan Skeleke, a man on fire, man on a mission, and this is a good start for the Beamers.
Yes, Adams will certainly need to check his line and his length a bit, because Skeleke is right on top of him, hitting 2 glorious 4s.
Here is Adams again to bowl to Dylan Skeleke. Skeleke is hitting this one down the boundary 4 more. Well. Dylan Skeleke is making the Farrington Super Sixers worry. They're scratching their head very early. But it's only the second over. No need to be fearful. Dylan Skeleke is a man on business.
Well, with this kind of showing here from Skeleke, the Farrington Super Sixers bowlers could certainly be in for a long afternoon here, and will probably be given a healthy score here to chase down, as there is some instructions given there to Adams, is that by his uncle there, and so certainly needs to come up trumps with these other deliveries.
Well, I'll tell you something after this ball. Here is Adams again to bowl to Dylan Skeleke. Bowl to Skeleke. Skeleke is hitting this one. Down over the top of long off. It's going to go close to the fence. It goes into the fence. That goes away for 4 more. And Dylan Skeleke is in a no-nonsense mood. And this, I think, is poor field setting in the first case. Dylan Skeleke is looking to go over the offside. What he should be looking to, he should pull the man from forward square, push him back in the offside on the boundary, and ask Dylan Skeleke to, if you wanted to hit me across the line, then you can do that. But for the moment, Dylan Skeleke is winning this battle. It is 22. We are in the second over. Dylan Skeleke is on 16, 4 4s. Here is Dimitri Adams to bowl to Dylan Skeleke. This one he is hitting it back down to the bowler. The over coming to an end, and at the end of over number 2, a rally can start there by the Beamers. They are 22 for no loss.
Yes, so Skeleke looks to be up for this challenge here this afternoon, and really middling and hitting everything and placing everything well here this afternoon. Adams will certainly show that he will want to forget about that over that he has just bowled. Been taken for some 16 runs, 4 consecutive 4s, and certainly he will certainly look to improve if he comes back for his second over.
Yes. He must be rattled by Dylan Skeleke. He's an old veteran, Dylan Skeleke, and if it is one player who can really play both spin and pace equally as good is Dylan Skeleke. Here is Masimba Boyne to bowl to Richardson. He gets a wide down the leg side. Extras move on by 1. It's 1 extra. And total moves on to 23. 23 for no loss. 23 for no loss. Over number 2. It is the finals, and indeed, under beautiful sunshine, a complete opposite to what we started, or how we started at the last time. Here is Simba to bowl to Richardson. Richardson is hitting this one, not timing it at all. Down past the bowler, the man at the middle of field. No run resulting. The score remains on 23. 23 for no loss. Lindell Richardson, he's on 6. Dylan Skeleke is on 16, and we have 1 extra. 23 for no loss. Masimba Boyne turns, jogs and breaks into his run. Passes umpire Lake. Bowl to Richardson. Richardson is hitting this one. It's in there. This could be trouble. And the man has misjudged it, and it goes away for 4. He was running in, and the ball was over his head. And luckily for Richardson, unfortunate for the Farrington Super Sixers, they concede another boundary.
You feel that they are just misjudging it. Wasn't so sure whether obviously he was in no man's land and trying to figure out whether to go for it, and realizing that he was far way ahead in the field, too far, and was not able to at least even run back to effect the save for the 4. And so 4 good runs there to Richardson.
Here is Boyens. Ball to Richardson. Ball to Richardson. Richardson's looking to walk this one off the pad. A wide call and signal by the umpire. Down the leg side. Another extras move on to 2, and the total to 28. Well, had he stayed, he may have just had to make 1 or 2 steps back and take a simple catch. But he ran in, and the wind took it away. He ran in too fast and misjudging that one, and in the end he went for 4. Here is Boyens. Ball to Richardson. Passes umpire Lake. Ball to Richardson. Richardson is getting one that he is tugging down the onside, down to the long on area. 1 run resulting. The score moves on to 29, and Richardson moves on to 11. It's 29. 29 for no loss. Over number 3. It is the APL final. It is BEAMERZ winning the toss, choosing to bat first, taking on the Farrington Super Sixers. Dylan Skeleke, he is on 16. He taps away. Masimba Boyens will look to send him back, because he's a man, he's a very dangerous customer. Boyens to Skeleke. Skeleke is looking to walk this one on the inside, doesn't make the kind of contact, but this one they could have some overthrow. Yeah, they're going to get the overthrow. They've gone for 1, and that's all they're going to get. Dimitri Adams looking to throw the stumps down, because Richardson was caught down the ground. He missed the stump, and the backing up was, there was Remel Adams looking to back up, didn't do that cleanly, and in the end they concede 1. So Dylan Skeleke is on 17. Lyndall Richardson, he's on 11. He's on strike. In over number 3. 30, 34, no loss. So here is Masimba Boyens to bowl to Richardson. Bowls to Richardson, full toss, and doesn't put it away. Well, looking to tug it. He could have hit that ball through extra cover and a long off. The gap is there, and he looked to tug it on the onside and only got 1 for his troubles.
It's not getting it in the middle of the bat. That could have gone over in what we call booties, but not getting it as well he would like, and was only able to get 1 for it.
Here is Masimba Boyens to bowl to Skeleke. Bowl to Skeleke. Skeleke is driving straight to extra cover, can't score. End of the over. A very good over by Boyens. Only conceding that boundary, apart from that boundary in which he really should have gotten a wicket. It has been a very good over. Some 9 runs coming off the over. And could have really picked up the wicket and not concede that boundary.
Yes, well, you know, apart from those 2 wide drifting down the leg side, kept it nice and tightly. The fielder there on the long on boundary just misjudging that one as well, and he picked up a 4 for that. But I'm sure Bowen would feel satisfied with his delivery so far. I can tell you though that this broadcast has been coming through live on Upbeat Radio 97.7, 95.5 Radio Anguilla, Class FM 92.9. We've got with us on social media MegaCharles54 live. We've got Clean Screen here as well with us, and I don't think we have Digital here with us this afternoon. No, Digital is not here with us this afternoon. As well, we want to thank our sponsors as well, as I just run to them quickly. The gold sponsors, that's Anguilla, Heavy Beach, Reason Frangipani, silver sponsors, break for this over. And that
the feel has been changed, and that's a feel, it's a better feel, and the long off is in place. Here is the ball going straight to the man at long off, and could have easily been 4 runs had he not made that change. That's Richardson, and Lyndall Richardson. He moves on to 13, and the total moves on to 32. 32 for no loss. It brings the dangerous Dylan Skeleke. on strike. Here is Adams. The ball to Skeleki. Ball to Skeleki. He's pulling this one over mid long on for. Has it gone for 6? It has. It has gone for 6. Flat back that one over long on. 6 more runs. And regardless to where you put the field for the land Skeleki, he's going to manipulate your field. He is a dangerous customer, and he's really timing the ball well and hitting it well.
And certainly look in a no-nonsense mood here this afternoon at all. If it's there to hit, he is going to hit it. And when I say hit it, he's hitting it over the boundary for 6 or for 4. And so certainly in good strides here is Dylan Skeleki pushing the BEAMERZ on the Farrington Super Sixers. You notice that they have changed the field again, and they will certainly have to do better.
So we are still in the power play. Here comes Richardson to bowl, Adams to bowl to Dylan Skeleki outside the off stump wide. A wide delivery, that call by the umpire. It wasn't a wide, but it was a wider delivery than what we have seen so far. And so Dylan Skeleki was struggling to reach that one. Here is Adams to bowl to Skeleki. Turn this one off the pad. This could be dangerous here. Lindell Richardson was coming looking for a single, and he was sent back there on time with enough time to get back into his crease. No run result, in the score remains on 38 for no loss in the course of over number 4. Still with 2 overs in the power play. Here is this one. Is pulled 4 runs. Dylan Skeleki through mid wicket 4 more. What a shot there. Dylan Skeleki. The score moves on to 42. What a rollicking start here by the BEAMERZ. And if Dylan Skeleki remains there until the 10th over, the Super Sixers can be looking for almost 200 runs, Jason.
No answer for Skeleki as yet there from the Farrington Super Sixers. He's certainly dominating, especially the bowling from the city end.
Here is Adams to bowl to. That's 4 more. That's 4 more. Full pitch delivery. Final ball of the over. And Dylan Skeleki has carved it through the covers. Not extra cover. That goes for 4. It is 46. 46 it is for no loss. 46 for no loss. And the next voice that you will hear in the hot seat, it will be that of the man Brian.
And looking a little bit rattled, there is the Farrington Super Sixers, and Adams there as well. Really have been taken to the cleaners here by the BEAMERZ opening batsman there in that of Dylan Skeleki. He has raised to 31. The score is 46 after 4 overs. I'm going to take a break, and the next voice you're going to hear is Mr. Ralph Hodge.
Yes, so 46 after 4 overs. The BEAMERZ are after a flyer here. They're scoring at well over 10 runs and over. And it's well over 11 actually, and it's going to be Massimo Bowen to continue. Well, as I said, good afternoon to Mr. Ralph Hodge. The Super Sixers up here, instead of going with pace at the top in the form of Jalen Richardson, they tried to go with spin, and it seems like they may have been taken to the sword.
Certainly, I want to say good afternoon to everyone in the era of our broadcast, and quite a fantastic day, bright sunshine, and a brutal attack by Dylan Skeleki thus far.
It's Massimo Bowen. As the field is being changed, it's a long off and a long on the men back, as it's Richardson now. It's Bowen into Bowen. This one is driven through the offside, but can't get past the cover fielder in Jada Richardson. That's going to be no run. The Richardson, the man on strike. He's been injured for a bit of this tournament, but he's back opening the batting now. That's a dot ball in the scorer's book. It's Massimo Bowen, the rapid pace bowler for the Super Sixers. Number 22 on his back. Runs away from us now, over the wicket, into bowl to Richardson. This one is driven powerfully down the ground, but the long on fielder, the farm of Rana, will come around, and that will only be a single.
A lot of right hand in that short ball, somewhere around the middle and leg stump, and he played it firmly into the onside. And he's playing the supporting role while Dylan Skeleki on the other end is going full out in attack.
And what's very dangerous is that there's so much batting left. Bowen now into bowl to Dylan Skeleki. Skeleki is drawing this one, but a good slower ball and a chance for a run out, but Hammer could not collect cleanly because Richardson was halfway down the track. And something that's been very indicative of his innings, he's been running a lot and running by himself, because Skeleki's not been too interested in running singles. He wants boundaries. Then Lindell has been caught a couple times halfway down the track, but he's gotten back safely every time so far. It's Masimba Bowen. Runs away from us now at the commentary box end. Into ball to Dylan Skeleki. Skeleki is looking to drive, and he didn't make such good contact. There was an edge, and it came into the ground before the rabbit Terry Adams there at first slip, and it's going to be another dot ball. So a good start by Masimba Bowen to this over.
Yes, certainly it appears to be that Masimba Bowen is bowling quite a nice line and length, and from the other end they are going at the spinner.
It's Masimba Bowen from the commentary box end. Past the umpire into ball to Skeleki. Skeleki again looking to cut this one, and he gets a very high bounce off the surface and rolls towards square leg, so he'll get a quick single. He's on to 32, and the score moves on to 48. 48 in the course of over number 5.
Quite rapid going, still in the 6 over frame, and we are almost something like 6 runs, 10 runs per over.
Yes, they are going at above 10 right now. Masimba Bowen runs away from us now. Breaks into a stride, into ball to Richardson. This one's down the leg side and will be signaled as a wide there. So, again, maybe a miss in the line from Masimba Bowen. He's bowled a couple of those today, wides on the leg side.
His strategy is apparently to run the ball into the batsman, but then he's starting it on the wrong line, and all the time it's going down the leg side.
Yes, he's looking for a bit of in-swing off the surface and maybe through the air, but the wind is not helping him much. Bowen now into ball to Richardson. This one is full and driven powerfully, but the man will come across on the long off boundary over towards extra cover, but they will get 2 runs in the way. They'll get 2 runs in the meantime. At the end of over number 5, it is 50 for no loss.
50 for no loss, 10 runs per over thus far, not many coming off the bowling of Masimba Brown. On the other end, you find that the spinner missing his line a bit, overflighting short, and the power of Dylan Skeleki is showing. As a matter of fact, no one should be surprised with Dylan playing in this manner, because he's done it at a high level, Leeward Islands cricket, and done it to some very well-named fast bowlers. So he's on the lookout for hitting the ball, and it seems like Lindell Richardson, who you've said has not played much because of injury, he's just holding it at the other end.
Yes, and the conversation going on there at the commentary box at the city end with Dimitri, the captain, as well as J.L. Richardson, and as well as Terry Adams. And it'll be J.L. who'll be taking up the attack from the city end. The other pace bowler for the Super Sixers, who's opened the bowling for them, but they opted to go with spin at the start, and the gamble did not pay off. It's going to be J.L. Richardson who will be taking up the attack from the city end. Of course, they have what seems to be well, there's only one man out of the circle right now, and that's a deep third man. I was looking for the deep fine leg, but he's not there. He's short. It's going to be J.L. Richardson from the city end. Right into his run. Now into ball to Skeleki. This delivery, this one is a very good line to start off with, but maybe a bit short, and it can be pushed into the offside for a single.
Yeah, J.L. Richardson always one who goes back of the length and such, so you're going to have to be on the lookout for him. A very aggressive young cricketer, whether it's with bat or ball or in the field.
So what we haven't seen so far is the short ball being used by either Bowen or Richardson so far, but I won't be surprised if Richardson breaks it out. Richardson now into bowl. Oh, that's a very good ball. It rushed Lindell, I think, and he wasn't able. He was just able to get the bat down in time because off stump was looking very much like it would have been tumbling away.
Certainly, his first move was back towards square leg, so he was exposing all of his stumps, and as you were saying, the off stump well in line.
You see. He seemed to back away from that one there, didn't move towards it. His foot movement may have been a bit off. It's going to be J.L. from the city end. Passes the umpire now with the ball to Richardson. This one is outside the offside and off the edge, but would have made no danger to either slip fielders. but they will get a single. The man at the boundary, the man ran at Adams feels well. So it's only a single to the total of Linda Richardson. Moves on to 52 in the course of over number 6.
Certainly a good start by any means. We are into the 6th over, 52 for the loss of no wicket.
It's going to be Jayla Richardson. I want to bowl to. Oh, that's a very good ball. Then again, squirted the way off the edge down towards the third man boundary. They will run one, looking for the second, and Skellicky will come back easily. That's 2 more runs to the total. Dylan Skellicky, he's on to 35. And the score is on to 54 for no loss. 55, corrected by the scorer.
Quite a very nice day for cricket here at the James Rand, with the park's sun in all its glory.
Richardson on the ball, and this one is again. I like the line and length from Jayla Richardson. He's pitched it up just maybe about an inch to 2 inches further, and it's forcing Lindell to. He doesn't know when he wants to be back or forward, so it's in that awkward region for him.
Yes, certainly he's always around the stumps, just back of a length, and the batsman would have to be very watchful.
Richardson now past the umpire, now bowls this one. Is looking to drive this one away, but he can only chop it into the ground, and we'll get another single. So at the end of over number 6, the Beamers are 56 for no loss.
56 for no loss in the finals of the APL, and one would want to set a decent score for their bowlers to bowl at. We know that the Beamers, there are some 5, 6 spinners, one short now with Yannick Leonard, who's taken up residence in the United Kingdom. And Yannick, we want to say hello. We know that you are listening, and you guys seem to have started fairly well thus far.
Well, Dylan Skellicky's on 36, I believe, and Linda Richardson's on 17. So a good start by both openers. And now the third pace bowler in this Super Sixers ranks is coming into the attack. It's going to be Daniel Proctor. And Proctor, he's a very interesting pace bowler because he gets a lot of natural in swing back into the right-hander. And with both of these batsmen being right-handers, it'll be interesting to see how Skellicky's natural aggressive nature, whether he tones it back a bit or he tries to go at the swing of Daniel Proctor. 56 for no loss.
He's certainly one who has pulled back things a bit for his team in the past, and they're expecting him to do that here again today.
Proctor. Now on the board to Dylan Skellicky. Skellicky. Oh! It's one off the edge, is it? Umpire sends him. Brilliant by Daniel Proctor. He pitched it. There was an off cutter. Got a bit of swing back into Skellicky. Took the outside edge. Good catch by Dion Williams. And Dylan Skellicky has to go.
Looking to steer it down towards third man, the ball coming in that bit, not as quick as Simba Boyne, and certainly an easy catch for the wicket.
Daniel Proctor, he's been the man to, as you said, he pegs things back for the Super Sixers, and he's done it yet again because Skellicky was going guns blazing, and in the end, it took a very good ball to dismiss him, but he was dismissed. And again, it was that inswing we were talking about. We spoke about his natural inswing back to the right-hander, and that inswing is what caused it. It really it choked him for room. He tried to run it down, and it choked him, and it took the outside edge.
Certainly playing at a ball, trying to steer too close to the off stump, and they paid the penalty. But he has done his damage in the early stages, and the Beamers team now will certainly want to continue.
Well, new batsman is that Shaka Hodge?
Looks like him.
I think it may be Shaka Hodge, new batsman coming at number 3 rather than Dion Burton. So a change being made in the batting lineup. I think maybe they want to continue their fast start, and Shaka Hodge, he's someone who's not afraid to give the ball a very good whack. Well, it's going to be Daniel Proctor. He's bowled 1 ball and has a wicket. He can start your ball's on line. It's such a bonus for your captain because all of his blows, they like to take that first ball as maybe a warm-up delivery, but he was bang on line to start off with. Proctor. Now into ball to Shaka Hodge. Another good ball. This one pushed into the offside. He'll run a quick single. So Shaka Hodge is off striking the score, moves on to 57 for the loss of 1 wicket.
Yes, certainly Daniel Proctor, a bowler who is not ranked fast bowler. One who actually is quite a tricky type of bowler to handle. He's just about slow, fast, medium, if we are going to say that. He generally tends to get some tip. He's always in a good line, and certainly the batsmen will have to be on their P's and Q's, as we would normally say.
A player who he reminds me of a lot from Leo Islands is the man Quinton Boatswain. Just his natural in swing. It's Proctor, and driven by Richardson. Just a chip down towards long on, and he'll get a single.
Richardson quite airy on that occasion, but cleared the fielder at mid-on and very well short of the fielder at long.
Yes, it was more of a chip shot than anything. Just didn't want to keep it down, but didn't hit it with much power in order to allow it to carry. Proctor down the ball to that's Shaka Hodge, and now he gets this one ran down to third man. They'll get a single. So Hodge has his second, and the score is 59. So the run rate has slowed quite a bit.
Apart from the brutal hitting of Dylan Skellicky in the early stages, the bowling hasn't been that bad. It was taking a good line, and the batsmen now probably trying to consolidate.
It's going to be Proctor. And as you were saying, it wasn't really bad bowling, it was just extremely good batting by Dylan Skellicky. Proctor. Now to bowl to Randy Richardson, and it's a very defensive shot there. Just getting his back close to his pad and pushing it down the ground for no run. You can hear the Super Sixers, their captain Dimitri Adams not long on. He's a very vocal figure. Goes to have a deep square leg, a long on or long off, a deep cover and a deep third man. They failed. The fielders that are out. Short extra cover, a point, a short front leg, and a mid wicket. The fielders inside the ring. Proctor. Now the ball to Linda Richardson. He's looking to pull this one, and it will get past the short front leg fielder, running close to the boundary. The man coming across from the square leg region can prevent the extra 2 runs, but they do run 2, and the score moves on to 61.
Guilty of being short of a length there, and umpire Keith Lake is having a look at the danger area, and it seemed like he was saying something to the bowler, but that threat is over because it's the end of the over.
So at the end of 7 overs, the BEAMERZ are 61 for no loss. So they're well above where they would have wanted to be. They would have wanted to have just about maybe 60 runs after 10 overs, but them being at 60 runs after 7, they can look maybe for a score in the 160 region right about now.
Well, there's a good chance now for the batters over the next 5 or so overs to consolidate. Just keep nudging it around and picking up the single with probably the odd boundary, and then see what happens in the final 8 or so overs of the match.
It's Linda Richardson who's on 18. Shaka Hodge is on 2. And I believe Richardson is on 20, I think. I'll get confirmation from the scorer, but I think he may be on 20. And it's going to be Jayla Richardson to continue. Now into bowl to Shaka Hodge. And the appeal goes up there, but not much from the bowler, only from behind the stumps, you have to say. The bowler wasn't convinced. Maybe it was an inside edge, I'm not certain. But the bowler was not really convinced on that appeal, and not out given by the umpire.
Certainly the batsmen will want to think about ticking things over at the moment. Quite a good start given by Dylan Skellicky. They do not want to give up on that. They want to continue ticking it over.
Richardson Down to bowl to Shaka Hodge. It's a very good Yorker. And Shaka could only dig this one out and just kept it off his stumps. Leg field over close to the boundary, but some of the bowling is rather quick, so they'll prevent the 4 runs, but they've run 2.
I also want to recognize MegaCharles for flying all the way from Anguila.
Certainly, Jaden Richardson bowling with quite a lot of purpose, and he's bowling from the far end. We generally would see him from the northern end on most occasions, but he certainly will want to pull back things even more for his team.
Richardson to bowl the Shaka Hodge, so short the ball, but Hodge is rather tall and gets up over that one and pushes it back down to the ball of the run. 63 for no loss, 63 for no loss. The BEAMERZ, they've slowly but surely being pulled back by the Super Sixers. Jaden Richardson from the city. To go to Shaka Hodge. This delivery, Hodge is looking to drive it down the ground. Will get past with extra cover and they should pick up a single. Strike this field, but no harm done. He only gets 1 run. That brings the Richardson back off the strike.
Despite being thrashed a bit by Dylan Skeleke, the Super Sixers never seem to have hang their heads down.
Richardson the ball to Richardson, and this one off the pad, and they'll scamper through for 1. Bosch is into the leg side onto the square leg region. That's 1 extra run, and at the end of 8 overs, the Super Sixers have restricted the BEAMERZ just a bit. They are 64 for no loss, and the next race we'll hear is that of Mr. Keystone Graves.
Oh, the score being 65 for the loss of 1 wicket, and we are looking around for our support commentator in Renford, Kelsey. Probably he'll soon return to the area. So welcome, Keystone Graves.
Thank you very much. Very good afternoon to everyone here in Anguilla, across the Caribbean, and indeed across the world. It's the APL Championship Final featuring the Farrington Super Sixers and the BEAMERZ of Stony Ground. It's 65 for 1 after some 7 overs. 8 overs. After 8, 65 for 1. We are looking at Danny Proctor as he moves away from us. He's up to the wicket now, and both this one to the batsman Richardson, looking to force it through the offside. Comes off the inner portion of the bat and just trickles gently back up along the pitch on the onside. It's a beautiful day for cricket. We have a crowd building up here quite nicely. And I guess as we get more and more into this game, we will have the stand becoming even more populated as we go along. 1 for 65. BEAMERZ winning the toss and batting, losing Skeleke for a well-played 36. Was particularly savage on young Demetrius. Proctor goes in and bowls to Richardson, slaps this horse batted out to long. He gets himself a single. Richardson goes to 21, and it's now 66 for 1 in the course of over number 9. Shaka Hodge, it's 5 not out. He comes into strike. I'll give you the field in just a moment as the sun blazes down here on the James Ronald Webster Park. Ideal conditions for cricket. Danny Proctor, who got the vital scalp of Skeleke for 36. He goes in now and bowls this one outside the off stop, and Shaka goes back and punches this almost a cotton bowl.
Yes.
Came very low and powerfully back to the bowler. Proctor had to go down some ways, put on quite a bit of weight, couldn't get down there in time, but it was powerfully struck. Shaka gets himself another run. Another run goes into the scorebook for the BEAMERZ. They're 67 now for the loss of 1. Danny Proctor continues to bowl quite tidily here for the Sixers. strongly built, number 17 on the back of his jersey. Third man, point, extra cover, short backward square. This one is outside the line of the leg stump, swung down to backward square. This will go all the way into the boundary. That's 4 runs. Short outside the line of the leg stump, and the batsman there, that's Richardson, swiveled very quickly and just helped it on its way down past the backward square boundary. It went into the boundary for 4 more runs. It's 71 for 1, Ralph Hodge.
Yeah, judging that very well, the ball coming into him, and he just helped it to the left of the fielder at backward square leg, short, and into the boundary for 4. He's been in for some time now, so he should be seeing the ball quite well. And you're going to have to find a line and a length that will really contain him once he starts to be on the go.
71 for 1. Lindell Richardson goes to 25. Shaka has 6. Skellicky out for 36. As Proctor goes away from us once more. He's in now and bowls this one up. This one is played uppishly, but well safe over the head of the man at mid-on. Long on comes off the boundary, and Richardson gets himself another run. He goes to 26, and it's 72 for 1.
Certainly he's playing that shot quite often and quite well, so it's not a matter of being uppish. He's actually has the mid-on and the long-on measured, and he's dropping it equidistant between them both.
Yeah, it's a deliberate stroke. Proctor goes away from us. He's up there now, short outside the off-stump. Shaka plays this one nicely, coming onto the front foot very early and just working the ball, pushing it nicely into the offside field, going through for a run. He goes to 7. It's 73 now at the end of that over from Proctor. So 9 overs completed, and the score is 73 for 1.
This is certainly a nice cushion to launch an attack. We are now in the middle overs, and what the batsmen should be doing after getting quite a solid start is trying to change strike, hand over strike to each other, pushing it around and just turning over the strike and setting it up for what would be considered fireworks towards the end of the innings.
The sun is really blazing down here at the JWRP. Just a few patches of green, but predominantly a brown on the outfield. The outfield is lightning fast as we're in for the APL, first ever APL Championship Final, featuring the 2 top teams in the competition, the BEAMERZ and the SIXERS. BEAMERZ scoring up to this point 1,133 runs, and the Super Sixers 1049. We're going to be looking at Jadel Proctor coming in towards us. This one is driven powerfully into the offside field. The man coming off the deep cover boundary feels well, and another run goes into the book for Shaka Hodge. He goes to 8, and it's 74 for 1. So the field pretty much well spread. A third man, a man at backward point. There's a cover, long off, long on, mid wicket, deep backward square. That's the field. There's a man on the sweeper boundary, deep cover boundary. As Richardson comes in and goes a full toss, it's driven deliberately straight out to the man at long on. He takes the catch, and Richardson goes getting a full toss. He must be really upset with himself. He goes to 26. A full toss ball by Jadel Richardson, and he lifted it straight down the throat of the man at long on, who gleefully accepted it. The captain goes for the BEAMERZ. It's 74 for 2 now.
Yeah, 74 rather for 2, and a loose delivery, if you could consider it that, but the batsman trying probably to get it over the long on boundary that's a fairly long boundary, and the fielder down there took it quite easily.
74, so another important score. Richardson going for 26. Skellicky gone for 36. 4 consecutive 4s of Dimitri Adams. 1 over was quite savage, and they followed that up with a 6 and 2 other boundaries before he was caught by the wicketkeeper of the bowling of Danny Proctor in his very first over. That was the 6th over of the innings. Skellicky had gone for 36. It's 74 for 2. Shaka Hodge is still there, the experienced player. And Burton, we see, is going out now to partner Hodge. Hodge is on 8. And young Burton, exciting player. Left-handed batsman, one we really like to see here. Should these 2 get going, Ralph, both Shaka and Burton, we could see some fireworks here this afternoon.
And you remember on the aborted day of the finals, it was young Burton who actually was out before the rain poured down after 8 or so balls being bowled. So Let's see what an omen that could have been. We never know.
So Burton is taking guard from the umpire, Jack Webster, who's standing at the far end at square leg. Keithley Lake is walking slowly to his position at square leg. The left-hander at the crease now. The field for him. There's a cover, there's a man going back down, being dropped. That's Bowen going back down to third man. There's a short backward square. There's a deep mid-wicket, long on, long off. There's a man sweeping on the deep cover boundary. As Burton looks around the field. 74 for 2. BEAMERZ winning the toss and deciding to take first knock here today in this championship final. At stake $5,000 to the winning team. And this will be later on this evening. Here is J.Dale Richardson, comes in on bows to Burton, who drives nicely into the covers, beats the man at cover, but there's a sweeper. There's a man sweeping. That's Proctor, and Burton is immediately after mark. He is one. It's 75 for 2, and Shaka Hodge, who is on 8, comes back into strike. So a lot will depend on this pair. Very critical pair. There is no Yannick Leonard. He's gone on to England to play in club cricket. We wish him well there. He's been gone now for about a week, I understand, so he's not here. One of the primary players, left arm spinner, so quite a bit of bowling will be done today by Mintus via the left arm spinner in the team. J.Dale Richardson with a wicket of Lyndall Richardson, out for 26 behind him. Skellicky going to Proctor for 36. It's 75 for 2. In the course of the 10th overs, Richardson bowls this one a full toss outside the line of the off stump, and Shaka, he wouldn't want to see the replay on this one. Look at that left leg pointing straight down the middle, and his bat was well away from the he's essaying the shot now. He realizes he's done something quite naughty. Surely had that left leg come across a bit more closer to the line, you could have been seeing that scorching the earth going through the covers for 4. That was not to be. Ball ended up in the gloves of the keeper, and there is where it is. It's 75 for 2, the BEAMERZ, as Richardson motors in from the far end. He's up to the wicket now and bowls this one on the line of the leg stump. Played nicely down to back at square, but Masimba Bowen is there. He feels Shaka wanted a run, but quite rightly and wisely sent back by Burton. Shaka is kept on 8, 75 for 2. This is over number 10. It's been bowled by J.Dale Richardson from the far end of the ground. Crowd is still building up here. There's a band, the Veto band will be in action after the Carol Hodge will be there. This one comes off the edge. An educated edge, we call it. Down to third man, races around to his left, he fumbles, and they come back easily for 2. Take Shaka into double figures, he's gone to 10. And it's now 77 for 2. So 77 for 2 at the end of the 10th over. We will have a refreshment break. Skellicky out for 36, first to go, caught at the wicket off the bowling of Proctor for 36. And a short time ago, the captain Lyndall Richardson caught at long on off the bowling of J.Dale Richardson for 26. Shaka is 10 and Burton is 1. After 10 overs, it's 77 for 2, the BEAMERZ.
Yes, certainly we are at the midway point, and if you could, just for argument's sake, say double it, we are looking at 150. Only two wickets are down, but cricket generally is described by many a person as a one-ball game, and you have to take each ball on its own merit. But not a bad start by the BEAMERZ. 175 for 2 after 10 overs, and that was mainly from some destructive hitting by Dylan Skellicky, who was actually scorching all ends of all parts of the grounds here today. And the crowd now building up quite nicely, Keith. On the last day when we had to have the finals, the crowd was quite thick from early, but today it is the constant build-up thing. So we should be looking for quite a fantastic crowd at the end of the day. A gentle northeasterly breeze blowing across the Ronald Webster Park, and certainly it's going to be good for the fielding side. If you're going to be hitting the ball upwind, it's going to be very difficult, but if you can go at the western end of the ground, there should be some help in terms of the ball sailing. But at the moment, the the Beamers, they have been somewhat cautious. It has been a game of mixed aggression. The Super Sixers certainly, I believe, would have been looking for more than 2 wickets in this first 10 overs, but that has not been the way, and we're now having a water break, and certainly keep a good match in the making.
77 for 2, you're not missing any cricket. The drums down, just sweeping away a bit of debris, popped up no doubt from the bowler's footmarks. The umpires Keith Lake and Jack Webster. Beamers winning the toss and batting 77 for 2 after 10 overs. At one stage they were really blasting away. After the first 5 overs they got to 51, with Skellicky hitting some 4 consecutive boundaries of the bowling of Dimitri, as Renford Kelsick is going to take over from Ralph here in the commenting chair. So the fielders are still out there getting some refreshment. As we have all our friends here, the media corps out in full force today. Radio Anguila, Class FM, Clean Stream, Lloyd's Live, KCN, and we've got Digital Play. We've got the YouTube channel. We've got them all here today. Full media. Kelsick, very good afternoon to you.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Keith, and good afternoon to our listeners. And we are in for a great match here this afternoon between the Beamers and the Farrington Sixers. And Keith, I must say that we saw what you call a brutal attack on the bowlers here from Skellicky this afternoon.
Oh yeah, he really played well. He was savage. Murderous performance. Young Dimitri Adams will certainly want to remember this particular afternoon when he bowled to Dylan Skellicky here at the James Garner Webster Park. Skellicky was really top. He's been top form throughout this tournament. He's batted very, very well. Dimitri Adams, by the way, is the leading run scorer in the competition with 335 runs followed by Jalen Richardson. 316, Dylan Skellicky 281, so he's about to make that today, gone over 300 runs now in this T20 competition. Leading wicket taker Yannick Leonard, he's away in England, 14 wickets. Jadel has 11 wickets now. Joe Gums 10 wickets. Delano Mossett has 9 wickets. Jadel also has hit the most sixes. He's got 9. Dylan has 7 sixes now. Dan Proctor has 6, and Ashley White 6. We will continue now. Over number 11 will be bowled by Proctor. Proctor, this would be his 3rd over. He'll be bowling from the northern end of the ground. He'll be bowling to Burton, who's on 1. Shaka is on 10, 77 for 2 after 10 overs. The Beamers winning the toss and batting as Proctor goes away from us. He's up now and bowls to Burton. Burton gets one right up to him, comes onto the front foot and just pushes the ball out to a mid-on, wide mid-on. More of a straightish mid-wicket where Terry Adams fields and there is no run. 3rd man at point, sweep on the deep cover boundary, long off, mid-off, short backward square, deep mid-wicket. And out at long on as well. It's Danny Proctor with the wicket. Dylan Skellicky gone for 36. 77 for 2. This is over number 11 in progress as Proctor goes in and bowls to Burton outside the line of the leg stump. Misses and a wide signal by umpire Lake. 78 it is. Extras on by 1. Extras are now 5. Lyndall Richardson going for 26. Caught at long on off the bowling of Jadel Richardson. Skellicky caught at the wicket of the bowling of Proctor. Danny Proctor operating from the commentary box. The sun blazes down here at the JWRP. This one is carried up again and Burton onto the front foot. Well bowled here by Danny Proctor. Slow delivery. Slightly deceiving the batsman. He was coming onto that front foot rather early. And then finding the ball not quite there. Had to check the shot. Just pushes the ball quietly into the onside. So certainly the fans will be looking for some more fireworks here this afternoon. The championship final. Big game between these two top teams, the Beamers and the Sixers. The fans have come out. Certainly the covered stand on the western side is becoming even more populated. Proctor goes in, bows this one outside the line of the leg stump again, goes down the onside. No signal coming. Let's just wait and see. Yes, it comes now from umpire Lake. One more to the extras. Extra 6 is 79 now for 2 the Beamers. Outside the line of the leg stump, smartly taken behind by the keeper, skipping across nicely to his right. Danny Proctor operating from this the commentary box in brilliant sunshine. Very warm afternoon. There's a gentle breeze coming out from the southeast as Burton settles into his stance. He's 1-10-2 Shaka. He's not a partner, the non-striker. Proctor goes in, blows a full toss, and it swung but swung straight to the man at that wide mid-on, more of a straightish mid-wicket in Terry Tar Adams. He feels well, and there is no run. So Burton looking to force it. Not getting the timing, not getting the placement correct. Hitting it straight to Adams, who field well. It's Danny Proctor moving away from us once more. He's in, bows a full toss, and it's slapped to the offside field. There's a man on the sweeper boundary. Didn't do as much as he would have liked with that one. Full toss outside the off stump. Burton just crushed it, caressed it more so into the deep cover area. Got himself another run. It's 18 for 2. Burton goes to 2. Danny Proctor, in the course of his 3rd over. Silver Boyne has bowled 2. Dimitri has 2. And Jado has bowled 2 as well. 3 to Jado. So we've just been graced by the Honourable Minister responsible for sport, the lovely Ian Kentish Rogers, just coming beside us here in the commentary box position. I want to say very good afternoon to you, Honourable Minister. So no doubt, good to see the Minister of Sport coming out to witness this spectacle, the grand finale, the first ever APL Championship final. Sixers against the Beamers. Proctor runs away from us. He's up to the wicket now, and this one brings Shaka Hodge onto the front foot, peels off the outside edge, goes down to 3rd man, and he gets himself another run. He goes to 11, and it's now 81. 81 for the loss of 2 after 11 overs, the Beamers.
A very good over there for the Sixers. Most you see Dandon Proctor there. The ball away. He had a loosener which he should have dispatched, but unfortunately didn't get it where he wanted, but only collecting a run. And then Shaka there just opening the face of the bat, and the ball going down to the short 3rd man for another single. But so far, Keith, we have a very good game on our hands, and the Beamers are going very well because after 11 overs there are some 81 runs for the loss of 2 wickets.
81 for 2 after 11 overs. After this over, John Millington will be coming in.
And the crowd is building up as we look. And then there's some folks below the stand by the gate, but we have a lot of cars out in the distance. They are giving his views.
82 it is for 2. We're seeing a change in bowling from the far end. That looks like Demetrius Adams picking up the attack from the far end, and he line of the off-stump is hit high out to that wide line of position, and diving, that's actually a brilliant catch by Dimitri Adams. What a catch indeed, diving full strength, running 10, perhaps 20 meters to his left, and just as the ball was dipping and dropping, he threw himself forward got the left hand out, and the ball miraculously stuck in. He held on to it even as he fell and took a fairly hard tumble. He held on to the catch. A brilliant catch here by the young man, Dimitri Adams, sending back the important scalp of Shaka Hodge. Gone for 11. The Beamers are 83 for 3. What a catch.
What a catch it was. What a catch. And then Keith is going to his good side because he's a left-hander, and he was able to stretch full-blooded and taking a brilliant catch just inches off the ground. Good wicket there to get of Shaka Hodge.
The ball was going away from him. He had to cover some ground, and in the end, as the ball was dipping quite quickly, he threw himself forward and he held on to a spectacular catch. One of the best catches you would have seen in any kind of cricket, as the Beamers suffer the loss of Shaka Hodge. 82 for the loss of 3. In this, the 12th over, and a wicket going immediately to Demetrius Adams.
Yes, there. And Keith, we see an argument there between the umpire and the batsman. I think the batsman crossed, and that is what Burton is saying. But the umpire is not convinced. So.
Ashley White is the new man out in the middle. Burton is still having a chat with Jack Webster. He's the man in charge. Square leg is Keithley Lake. Wickets immediately for young Dimitri. His first delivery.
Yes, it was.
Shaka looking to clear the offside field. Didn't quite get as much meat onto it. And what a brilliant catch by the captain, Dimitri Adams, at wide long off. So Ashley White, takes guard from umpire Webster. This marks his guard. So there's a long off, a long on, straightish mid wicket, short backward square, deep mid wicket, man at backward point. There's a cover, close in cover, and the sweep on the deep cover boundary. This is over number 12. It's 82 or 83 scorer. 81, I beg your pardon. 81, I've been misleading you. 81 it is for 3. 81 for 3 in over number 12.
We see a discussion, Keith, going on there between the umpires.
Two umpires
yes.
having a chat. Umpire Jack Webster came across to talk to his colleague, Keithley Lake. Now he's moving back into his position. He's the standing umpire at the far end of the ground. And again, we want to welcome listeners wherever you are across the world. Here in Anguilla, we're certainly encouraging all Anguillans to come out, the place to be. We've got music, the Vito band in action at the end of the game after the presentation. Here is Demetrius Adams as he comes in from the far and bowls to Ashley White, who goes back and misses this one. Loud appeal by the keeper. Mentos. Wasim Mentos is the batsman. I thought it was Ashley White. They look so much alike. So Wasim Mentos, the left arm spinner. John Middleton will take over from me at the end of this one. It's 81. For the loss of 3 as Demetrius comes in and bows this one to Mentos to drive to the offside field. This will go close to the boundary. There's a long chase for the man from backward point. He misses the race. He misses it completely. He loses the battle. The ball goes across the line. 4 runs to Mentos. Gets him off the mark. 85. The score is now for the loss of 3.
A very good shot there from Mentos. And as we saw the man from backward point giving chase, but the ball was well timed and beat him into the boundary for a glorious 4.
So Mentos has been around, has played quite a bit of cricket in Nevis at youth level, and perhaps even for the national. So he's no. This one, he goes for a mighty whack outside the line of the leg stump. Misses it completely. Nicely taken behind by the keeper. So Mentos is looking to push things on here. Well advised to be careful here. Still some overs left. This is over number 12 as he comes in with Demetrius on the line of the leg stump, nudges into the onside and calls him through quickly. Burton does for another run. It's 86 now. 86 for 3 at Mentos was on 2-5.
Yes, that kid, that was a cheeky single there. They called quickly. They hesitated, but eventually getting that run safely.
86 it is. 86-3. John Middleton will be next to keep your company, Renford, for a while. Dimitri Adams with the wicket. Shaka brilliantly caught at long off by his brother. Dimitri, 86 for 3. And over number 12, the BEAMERZ winning the toss and batting here today. Dimitrius bowling right arm over the wicket. He comes in now and goes to the left-handed. Burton goes back and pushes that to the offside field. It's a lovely shot, well timed, equidistantly placed between the man and long off and the sweeper. Well played there. He just went back and just caressed it. No real power, just absolute timing. And a race across the track. 4 more runs. The score's gone into the 90s. A 90 for 3 at the end of 12 overs. Further comments from Renford Council, and then it will be John Middleton.
A very good shot there from Burton, just getting back and timing that one superbly. As Keith mentioned, equidistant between the sweeper and the man at long off into the boundary for 4. Good going still here, John, with Middleton with the BEAMERZ, 90, and we're into now going into over number 30.
Yeah, so very good going there. Somewhat, when you will consider that they had some 56 from the first 6, just looking to consolidate in these middle overs. But Kelsey, what a catch!
Oh yes, yes it was.
We saw a magnificent catch there yesterday from
Rogers. Yes.
But that catch
today, yes, from Dimitri. Yeah,
was absolutely spectacular.
Yes, because, and as I said, it was going to his left, and that's his good side, and he was able to show himself forward, full-blooded, and holding on to that catch. Very good catch indeed.
Yeah, so he would have regained some confidence from that catch. He was really taken to the cleaners by Dylan Skelly earlier in his 2-over spell. He went around the ground. Dylan Skelly really took hold of him, and it was like a father and son. Well,
yes, it was.
Back. From this to the commentator's booth end. Right arm over the wicket. He's going to be bowling to Mentos. Here goes Adams to bowl to Mentos. Mentos is forward and pushes it through the offside. He will get one. And Terry Adams moves to his left, can't stop the single. Mentos moves to 5. And the total on to 91 brings Dean Burton, who is on 5. Scorer, Dean Burton. Dean Burton is on 6. Dean Burton is on 6. Mentos, he is on 5. Left-handed Burton, long on mid. Short mid wicket.
Mentos on 6. Mentos on 6.
Mentos is on 6. And Burton is also on 6. Here is Adams. The ball to Burton. Burton is coming forward. And now just pushing it back down the track. No run resulting. Score remains on 91. And 91 for 3. 91 for 3. Here is Adams again. It's a ball to Burton. Burton is using his feet and hitting it down too long on. They've gone for 1. That's all they're going to be. As Masimba Bowen sends the return to Adams. Total moves on by 1 to 92. And Burton moves on to 7. Burton is on 7. Mentos is on 6. It's the BEAMERZ taking on Farrington Super Sixers. Here is Adams. Going to Mentos. Mentos is going back and hitting to the right of the man on the deep extra cover boundary. They've gone for 1. That's all they're going to be, because Junior Adams got onto it very quickly and hardly returned to the bowler and restricted the batsman to just 1. So the total moves on to 93. Mentos is on to 7. Both batsmen are on 7. Brings the diminutive figure of Burton, left-handed Burton on strike. taps up weights for Adams. Adams go to this delivery, sitting it on the onside. You have one for one, Terry Adams. Shadows it is Jadel Adams who will pick it up.
Jadel Richardson.
Jadel Richardson, sorry, who will pick it up. And the total moves on by 1 to 94. 94 for 3 over number 13 in progress. Burton is on 8. And brings Mentos, the right-handed batsman, who is on 7 on strike. There is Adams. So Mentos, a big shot, high, hard. Is it gonna go all the way? It does. That's 6 runs. Over corner, it goes away for 6 runs. And Mentos is a big man, and that's a big shot from a big man.
Yes, it was, and the ball was short, and he got into his wicket, and he pulled it over the mid-wicket fence, down to the boundary for a beautiful 6. Good shot there.
The 100 has been raised. In the 13th over, 100 it is for 3. Here is Adams again to Mentos. Mentos is hitting this one in the air. It is not going to carry to the man on the deep extra cover boundary. He gets it on the bounce, and the total at the end of over number 13, it's 101. 101. Mentos, he is on 14. Here's another partner, is a Burton, and it's 101 for 3 at the end of 13.
A good over there for the Beamers, and we saw their Mentos, a strong man as you mentioned there, Millington, getting that delivery short of a good length outside the off stump, and he got rocked back and pulled it straight over the mid-wicket boundary for 6, and then the other delivery playing it nicely into the offside for a single. But we're going to see some good attacking batsmen, good attacking batting from these batsmen here, Millington, because you notice that they are very quick between the wickets.
Yes, they are. They run well between the wickets, and Burton, we know it's there's an extended conversation between Burton and umpire Webster. We saw it, a very animated conversation that is. Had included standing square leg umpire at one point. Here is Adams, Dimitrios, the ball to Mentos. Mentos is coming forward, is beaten outside the line of the off stump. Very good delivery.
Wow, that's what straight through him, taken by the wicket keeper. You see Mentos walking away from the stumps, no doubt trying to get his nerves together.
Yes, gain his composure. Here is Adams, passes the ball from hand to hand, moves away, ball to Adams, to Mentos. Mentos is changed up back to Adams. Dimitrios moves away to his left. No run resulting. The score remains on 101. 101. Mentos is on 14. Burton is on 8. It is the finals. EPL finals. It is BEAMERZ taking on the Sixers. This one is a big shot. This is going to go away for 4 runs. One bumps into the fences, goes for 4. Wide of the man there, long off. Wide the man at the extra cover boundary had no chance. There's a big gap between there, and he picked the gap well, an inside out shot, and it goes away over extra cover for 4.
Very good shot indeed. Very good shot there from Mentos.
Mentos is a no nonsense type of all arounder. Here is Adams, the ball to Mentos. Mentos is coming forward, playing it down on the onside. No run result. The score remains on 105. 105 for 3. It goes up over number 14. Well, some 6 overs yet to go after this one. There is confirmation of balls there between umpires, and it's Dimitrios. The brothers coming in here for some treatment here today. Here is Dimitrios, the ball to Mentos. Mentos is getting one that is looking to turn down the onside. Doesn't do so successfully. No run resulting. The score remains on 105. To all those who are just joining us, so we welcome you on board. For those who are been with us all day, we are grateful that you have been with us and that we are able to meet your names and describing the action as it unfolds here at the James Ronald Webster Park. We know Yannick Leonard, he's along on and he's looking. Welcome on board. Here is Dimitrios, the ball to Mentos. Mentos is forward and getting this one on the offside. The man there away from the wide-ish third man here fails, sends the return, the end of the over, and at the end of over number 14, it is the Beamers winning the toss, choosing to bat. They are 106 for 3. Mentos is on 18, and Mentos is on 19, and Berkeley is on 8.
Good going here again for the Beamers, and I believe from here on, if they get at least one boundary per over plus a few singles, that the scoring rate is going to improve, and that's exactly the idea between Mentos and Burton. And we observe here too, Millington, that Mentos is taking most of the strike because he's a good striker of the ball.
He's a big strike of the ball. He's going to go for his helmet. It's Proctor who's coming back, and in the coming straight, it's going to be Tony who will be stepping in there. My friend Kelsick has just left me, and just welcome and good evening to you, Tony.
Good afternoon, Millington. It's good to be back, and we've got a really keenly contested game here this afternoon between these two teams, the Farrington Super Sixers and the Beamers. So far, the Beamers, they're just trying to get their innings pushed further on. They've had at the end of 10 overs, they were 77 for 2. Just been pegged back just a little bit, but looking to at least push on here to a maximum score of, let's say, over 160 here. That will give them a good chance to win this match, which is going to be real competitive. Millington.
Runs on the board, and the pressure of a final, we know what it brings. It's going to be Daniel Proctor. It's going to be taking over from Dimitri Adams at the commentator's booth. Right arm over the wicket. He's going to be bowling to Mentos. And Mentos has lost the covering of his helmet. And he's going to be taking strike. Takes his guard now from umpire Keatley Lake. Here is Proctor to bowl to Mentos. Mentos is getting a full toss. His ball! Slow ball! Deceived by the slow ball. Austin knocked back. And Proctor brought back for just that. And he goes. Proctor, slow ball. It looked like it was a full toss, and like doing Bravo, it just drops out of the air, and that's exactly what happened there. Mentos losing his off bail, and Mentos goes.
And Mentos is still looking back, gently walking off the field. He cannot believe that he was bowled from that delivery. He's still taking his time, looking back as if to say what just went wrong there. But what I've noticed with Proctor Millington is that he can be very deceptive as a bowler. He's just that he change up his lengths and his lines quite a bit, and his variations are very good. And he doesn't serve you any meat and drink, so to speak. He's always changing up his deliveries, and if you are not thinking, it will be to your detriment, and we have seen that twice here today.
Well, what I thought happened there, and it is going to be interesting to see how many feelers were out of the circle. It would be interesting to see how many feelers were out of the circle, and that I think was a cry from the dressing room. Nonetheless, Mentos goes bowled by Daniel Proctor.
Well, we should have been picking that ball up from the pasture right out there. That should have gone.
It should have gone. But he was deceived, absolutely deceived. It looked like a full toss, and as I said before, you looked to hit doing Bravo across the line, and the ball is like a full toss, and all of a sudden it drops.
So it's just like he hangs it there, and then it just
pulls it back, and with a string on it, pulls it back, and that's exactly what we saw there. and Mentos looking for a big hee-ho. We were looking for the ball going out of the ground, but we then we looked and recognized that the celebration was beginning, and that it was indeed that he would have lost his off day.
Good bowling there from Proctor, though, in terms of changing up his delivery, changing up his speed, and certainly sure that Mentos would have been looking for that one a lot faster, and was certainly deceived by it and lost his wicket, and a wicket going down there to the Beamers once more. 106 for 4 it is.
6 for 4. A very critical time, and losing a wicket at a very critical
Who's the next batsman in there?
The new batsman is another hard hitting batsman, that is Ashley White. Ashley White, the new batsman.
I think a respectable total will rest on these two batters here, these two at the crease. Knowing that the overs are running out, they will certainly need to bat out the remaining of the 20 overs that's left here for the Beamers, for them to put up a respectable total.
Indeed. Here is Proctor to bowl to Ashley White. White is turned this one on the onside. They've gone for one. They will come back for a second. Ashley White is not fully fit, but he is going to get back there very easily. He's off the mark first delivery. The total moves on to 108. 108. Ashley White is on 2 and Butley is on 8. The Beamers winning the toss and choosing to bat. And they are 108 to the close of over number 14. And they is that a warning, an official warning? Yes, it is an official warning. Is that the first or the second official warning? We saw he got a warning before, so I think that is the first. He warned the bowler, but he spoke to the bowler earlier, and that is an official warning. The next one he would be off.
Yes, and we've seen that for the matches that he has played so far.
To concede any penalty runs, and he won't want to be off the bowling. Here is Proctor to bowl to White. Bowls to White. White is hitting it past the bowler. Down to long off. They get one. They're looking for a second. They're not going to get it. Masimba ball is too fast. And the total moves on by 1 to 109. 109 it is. The final batsman is on 8. On to strike. Ashley White is on 3. It's 109 for 4. In the course of over number 14. Over there is over number 15. Over number 15. Apologies. It's going to be Proctor. Bowl to Burton. Bowl to Burton. Burton is getting one outside the line of the off stump. Can't score. Wide call by the umpire. A wide ball called by the umpire. Extras move on by 1. And the total moves on to 110. 110. 5 it is at the end of over number 14. In number 15, it's 110. 110 for 4. Have to put their heads down. Look to about 20. Here is Proctor to bowl to Burton. Burton, a full toss. This could be called a no ball. That has been called a wide, but rightfully should be called a no ball. That could not be a wide. That has to be called a no ball. It's above the waist. It is above the waist, so it must be a no ball. It must be a no ball. It cannot be a wide. It cannot be a wide. It must be a no ball. He takes it back now. It cannot be a wide. It must be called a no ball, and there is going to be a free hit. So 2 runs added. 1 to Burton. He's on 9. Total moves on to 112, and it's going to be a free hit. So it's a free hit to 2. When it's a full pitch ball above the waist, it cannot be a wide, it must be a no ball. So it's going to be Proctor to bowl to Ashley White. So free hit, bowl to White. White is sitting it to White is long on. They've gone for one. Dimitri Adams is too fast for them to even contemplate the second one. They're going to get it! No, they're not going to, because the ball went over the keeper head, but in the end, well done job there by his brother, that's Dimitri Adams, who backed it up well, and they only conceded the one. So White is on to 4. White is on 4, and the total to 113. 113 in the course of over number 15. White is saying that ball should have been gone over the road. Here is one that Burton is driving down to long off. They're on for 1, that's all they're going to be. Total moves on by 1 to 114. Behind Burton, he's on to 10. He's on to 10, coming the close of over number 15. BEAMERZ winning the toss, choosing to bat. They lost Dylan Skeleke for 36. Captain Lyndon Richardson for 26. Shaka Hodge for 11. And for the last wicket we saw there was that of Mentos for 19. Here is Proctor to bowl to Ashley White. White is getting one that he's playing, getting off the pad. They're gone for 1. They will come back for a second. This is going to be signal leg byes. So the total moves on. She's on to 9, and the total on to 116 at the end of over number 15. It's 116. And Tony, any prediction as to the final total?
Well, at the rate they're going, they may get to, let's say, if they continue scoring at this rate, I'll say anywhere between 145 thereabout, with some 5 overs to go. They will definitely need to step it up. They would want to look to be scoring in excess of 180 runs, at least 170 to really put up a good fight here, because we know the Farrington Super Sixers, they have some real good batsmen in their lineup, especially at the forefront, and with the likes of Yannick Leonard not being a part of the BEAMERZ setup, that's one bowler less, and they will certainly have to really bowl out of their skin here if they put up a smaller total than 150.
Finals within itself adds some pressure.
Certainly.
And the total on the board adds another one. Adds under pressure. So it is going to be Dimitri Adams from the city end to continue. He's going to be bowling to the wicketkeeper batsman Dean Burton. Top so we wait for him. He's making some adjustment to his field. We see a man on the mid wicket boundary and on the backward square on the square leg boundary. Long on, long off, and deep extra cover the main out. Here is Dimitri. The ball to Burton. The Burton is driving past the bowler. The man coming off the boundary there is Richardson. So return to the bowler. Score moves on by 1 to 117. And the Burton moves on to 11. Burton is on 11. With him is White, who is on strike now. He is on 4. Total 117. 117 in the course of over number 16. Sheffield changes over for right-handed Ashley White. Very strong onside field. It's the long on, square leg and mid wicket out for Ashley White. Here is Dimitri Adams. Moves away from the city and the board says run up. Dead ball signaled by umpire Webster. Dimitri will try again. It's back on top of his mat. Flicks the ball from hand to hand. Moves away. Right arm over the wicket. Goes to Ashley White. Ashley White is playing this one in the air. Down to the man at backward square boundary. They have gone for 1. That's all they're going to be. Square boundary coming off there. And sends a return to the bowler. Score moves on by 1 to 118. 118. Ashley White moves on by 1 to 5. Wings Burton, who is on the left non-strike. At the end of this over, the voice in the hot seat is going to be that off. And the man, Brian is going to be our next commentator. Here is Demetrius Adams. Burton taps away, waits for Adams. Burton is sitting this one, down to long off, to the right of long off. They've gone for one, looking for a second. They are not going to come for it because the return is on its way. And not the best of return, but it was released by Damian Hodge very quickly. And in the end, no more than the one. So, one more run to Burton. He is on to 12 and the total to 119 and 119. And all of this, the 16th over. Here is Demetrius Adams. Making some adjustments there to the field. On the right hand, Ashley White. White taps away. Wait for Demetrius. There's some adjustments in the field. Asking the man on the mid-wicket boundary to go to his left. Here is Demetrius. Passes the ball from hand to Shuffles and moves away. Passes umpire Webster. Ball to White. White is sitting this one. It's in the air again. They've gone for one and they're not going to get more than one as Hodge sends the return to the keeper and the total moves on to 120. 120. White is on 6. White is on 6. And brings Burton, who is on 12 on strike. 120 it is, with 4 overs to go after this. We'll have to look at 10 runs and over. We'll bring them to 160 or so. This one is in the air, it's hit. High, hard, handsome, 6 runs. High, hard, handsome. The man coming around there from the long on, looking interesting, but in the end, it went over his head. That was the man coming around from long off, and that was Hodge, and he didn't get close to it. It goes over his head and goes away for 6. That is the diminutive man Burton, but he can pack a good punch.
Yes, beautifully played there by Burton, and certainly he will definitely need to step it up. Just a while ago, before that shot for 6, they were just about scoring at 7.7 runs and over, with some 4 overs and 2 more balls to go.
Here is Adams, the ball to Burton. Burton is driving again, down to long off. He's going to get runs here. I've gone for 1. Hodge fields, sends the return, and that's all they're going to get. As the ball lodges in the hands of the bowler, the over coming to an end, and at the end of over number 17, it is Burton. Over number 16, is it? Yes, over number 16. It is 19 to Burton, 6 to White, and the score is 127 for 4.
Yes, 127 for 4, scoring at a tick of 7.93 runs and over. And if they continue in that vein, they will probably see themselves just getting just over 150. Whether that will be enough, we will wait and see. But runs on the board, as I say, good afternoon and welcome back, Kai.
Yes, and with this BEAMERZ spin attack, they can certainly defend any total, but a player that they will certainly be missing is the man Yannick Leonard. It will be a key miss for them, but they have found a gentleman who was a mentor. He's another left-arm spinner, and he can replace some of the production. He won't be able to replace Yannick Leonard, but he can at least replace some of the production that Leonard would have provided.
Certainly.
It's going to be the captain, Dimitri Adams, going back into the attack. Arms back, the right hand off spinner, bowling over the wicket to the left-handed Gian Burton. Burton taps up. It's Dimitri Adams. Hands up now, right hand over the wicket. The ball to Burton, fighting, and Burton drives it down the ground, looking for 1. They look for the second run. Ashley will come back and they should get 2 runs very easily. Goes on to 129 or 129. Gian Burton is on to 21.
Yes, and just to the back of us there, it's going to be the start of the Anguila Female League, and they are starting off with Sakurama, so coming through microphones is the anthem again.
It's Adams, the ball to Bud. Bud drives down towards the long off, and coming off boundary, it's Brandon Adams, and he's extremely quick. Probably one of the quickest fielders you'll see in this tournament besides maybe Carlisle Hughes. But that's a single for Dion Burton, and the score passes the 130 mark. It's at 130 for the loss of 4.
Yes, and we've seen some really splendid feeling here, both from Hughes and the Adams boys as well, taking some brilliant catches and saving quite a number of runs in the outfield as well.
A deep backward square, deep in wicket, a long on, a long off, a super on the offside, the 5 men out for Ashley White. It's out. Right on over the wicket, into ball to Ashley White. And White is beaten us on the off-stop, goes across, stopping a shout, and Dion Williams is furious. He can't believe that the umpire has not given that one there. He slams the ball into the ground in frustration. He can't believe it was not given out by the umpire. But what the umpire says goes. Certainly,
we will definitely need to look at the replay and see. I can hear from our fellow commentator on the other end, Mr. Celtic, saying that his feet is grounded, and so hence. A good call from the umpire.
Adams again into ball to Ashley White, and again White is beaten all lengths outside the off stump. He's shoving it to him and taking it away just at the last moment. Adams, very similar to his uncle Terry Adams.
Yes.
His off spin he flights it, he shows it to the batsman and takes it away at the last moment. Adams again. The ball to White. It's a White connects, but there's a man coming off the boundary. He won't get there off the long off boundary of a single Bowen, and Ashley White gets a single. 131, 131 for 4. Score is looking good for the Beamers. They can certainly pass at 150-160 mark. Adams into ball to Dion Bud. But Joey's on the ground, and a difficult chance. You may say that was put down because he got his hands there, but it was struck so ferociously by Dion Bud. There would have been a difficult chance to hold on to. He took a blinder earlier, just couldn't hold on to that one.
Just couldn't hold on to that one because that one was struck back to him powerfully and got his hands up, but not in the position that he would have liked, and was not able to effect that catch. But had he done that, that would have been another spectacular one as well. So Burton lives to fight on as well. And with 3 more overs to go, I'm certainly sure that they'll be looking to push on to get over that 150 mark and try to defend the runs that they've put on the board here this afternoon. But so far, it's a good, keenly contested match. Both teams are not giving anything away at all. Both with the batsman at the crease and the players in the field as well. They're really trying to keep it as close as possible that they can have something respectable to chase comfortably.
Adams is picking the best catch of the tournament. Would you go so far as calling that? Because we didn't see Lyman took a blinder and Sean took a blinder.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, yes. Because I really thought that he wasn't going to get to that ball and then to put in the extra effort to actually dive. We know that we don't have nice grass that can cushion the fall. He really put his way out to take that catch.
So we penned down the legs for the first time introduced here.
I think this is probably his first time? Yeah. First time.
Over the day, the right arm and the legs spin bowling from the city. Pandarans. Right arm over the wicket to the left-handed Dion Bud. Burton is looking to pull this one. This one goes high. Man coming off the boundary is Jada Richardson, and he takes the catch. He almost ran into his teammate coming off the mid-wicket boundary, but Jada there at long on. Dion tried to take him on, and Jada said, "No, sir, I will hold on to that one." And there goes Dion Burton.
Yes, Burton trying to push the scoring on, the hitting that one, but the fielders out there, especially the fielders for the Farrington Super Sixers, they have caught well this tournament, and that one was right up there, and the fielder coming around there, and Richardson really came around. At one point I thought that there was going to be some mix-up because the other fielder coming from the mid-wicket boundary as well, he was running in the direction, but they showed some good composure, and Richardson was able to effect that catch, and a good wicket to get as well.
Yeah, trying to take on the longest part of the boundary, but when you look about leg spinners, especially Penta, he's always in the game. He can always create something. It was a nothing ball, a rank, short, flat delivery. It was there for the hitting. DeAndre hit it to the longest part of the ground and just didn't make enough contact.
Yes, didn't get it as well as he would have liked, and to his downfall, that was it. And so the BEAMERZ with 3 more overs to go, or 2 overs and 5 balls, will look to see how many more they can get, at least to get over the 50 mark, and maybe look at something that they'll be able to defend here today.
Well, it's going to be Ashley White on strike. That's who the new batsman is. Who the batsman is? It's Cyril, the new batsman. Cyril, the new batsman. Seems to be a left-hander. I've not seen him play for the tournament. But it's going to be Penta. He always manages to get a wicket. Penta. Bowling his right arm leg spin. Actually, while just surveying the field, trying to take his time, getting himself back into the groove because he's lost his partner, Dion Ball. Again, it's backward square, deep mid wicket, a long on, a long off, a deep cover. Fielders outside as it's Panther into ball to Ashley White. White, look at the heave, and he's trying to go across the line as Ashley White, and Panther just slowed it down, and he wasn't able to make contact. He liked that from Panther. He flighted it and slowed it down just a bit.
Teases the batsman as if to say, yes, try and see if you can hit this.
It's Panther. I want the ball to Ashley White. This one down the leg side, trying to go for the cricket ball. Yeah, very classic leg spin, a slow ball outside the off, something a faster one at the stumps, and it's going to be called a signal a wide. Panther. Now the ball to Ashley White. But they're going to pull this one there. There's a man on the short wicket boundary. The short wicket on the edge of the circle and takes a very good catch. And it was a poor shot to the set from Ashley White. He should have done a lot better with it because it was short again. Another shot one from Adams, from Panther Adams, and he gets another wicket. A good catch here at the mid-wicket region there. I believe that was Proctor. But a poor dismissal, a soft dismissal for Ashley White.
Yeah, very poor dismissal there in the end. Trying to heave that one over the cow corner, not getting the connection right, and it was that the man Proctor there again, just taking some paces back and taking that one, even though he fell on the carpet, was able to hold on to that ball. And as you can see here, the BEAMERZ find themselves further pegged back, whilst the Farrington Super Sixers, they are what we'll say cock-a-hooping here, having taken 2 wonderful catches to at least stem the flow of runs that the BEAMERZ are trying to get. And here comes the veteran in Jogums now. These 2 will certainly need to bat out the remaining of the 20 overs.
Seriously, it's a very powerful cricketer, but I've never seen him play, so I don't know if he packs some power, but it looks like he does.
He does.
We know what
Yes.
Joe Gums can do.
Yeah.
We know what Baba can do. I like to call him the wily old veteran because he's been around for so long, man. He just knows the game of cricket.
Yeah, his brain is still as sharp as ever, you know, and certainly sure that he will make sure that at least these 2 he and himself and the other batsman there in Cyril as.
This one's ball for Cyril, and it's a fast ball outside the option. Cyril trying to pull. Wasn't the best shot option, and it's going to be a dot ball. So first I'm seeing Cyril have a bat. It's going to be Panther Adams, the ball to Cyril. And Cyril is pushing this one short to short extra cover. That's going to be a single. The Cyril is off the mark and the score finally moves on to 1-3.
Yes, and yeah.
1-3-3 for 6.
Five wickets for it? Six.
And the ball to Joe Gomes and beating him and all ends up outside the outside the end of the over. A brilliant over from Panther Adams. The Beamers only scored 1 and lost 2 wickets.
Yes,
1-3.
yes, Adams there, Panther Adams really coming back there and picking up 2 wickets in that over, only allowing a solitary single there, and certainly pushing the Beamers scoring back a little bit. I'm certainly sure that they will want to at least get over that 150 mark to give themselves even a psychological advantage to say, well, yes, we have scored 150 and certainly we can defend that as well. It will be interesting to note how many they would have scored when they won that match in the preliminary rounds, because they actually bowled and defended it quite well. So certainly sure we'll definitely need to look back and see how many runs they have scored. They would have scored in the previous victory over the Farrington Super Sixers, and I'm certainly sure based on that they will say, well, okay, yes, we have put up these amount of runs and we can certainly defend them. Yes, you. At the meantime, what I can tell you as well, we are broadcasting live on 92.9 Class FM, 95.5 Radio Anguilla, 97.7 Upbeat Radio for those social media personnel as well. KCN Channel 4, Digicel Playgo app, Clean Stream, MegaCharles54, and Lloyd Live. You can certainly view every and all the action that is unfolding here this afternoon.
Well, looking back at the records, I think they scored 147 in that game where they defended extremely well. I think the score is 147.
So getting close to that, and so they'll have some confidence building on that as well.
What's the number one now? The ball to Cyril. Cyril is looking to heave. This one comes off the outside edge down towards the third man boundary. They'll get 1, and that's all they will get. Slash that one away over the offside, but not making good contact there was Cyril.
Yes or over? Yes or over? 19. 19?
The penultimate over, and Joe comes for the first time, facing a silver ball. From the commentary box, as we're seeing Cyril is having some adjustments being done to his helmet. Well, we're not seeing Mobile. Number 22 on his back. They're trying to adjust the field a bit. It's going to be, they're finally coming into the circle. The third man going back. So it's going to be a deep square leg, a short point leg, short indicated, long on, a long off, short extra cover, a deep cover, a point, and a deep third man. The field set for Joe Gomes as it's busting the ball. Down the ball to Baba. This is Living Baba's looking to heave, but beating outside the off stump. You would say a shot of no real confidence.
Yes, agricultural start trying to heave it over the cow corner, but not connecting at all.
From the commentary box, turns at the top of his mouth. Runs away from us now. The ball to Joe Gomes. This will be Joe Gomes clipping it down towards the long on boundary. They'll get 1. Looking for a second, but they won't come back. I don't think Cyril was rather. He was really aware.
No, he wasn't.
It's moves on to 135.
6.
136 actually. 136. So this moves from along, trying to get to that 140 mark. It's going to be the umpires are going out, telling us about you have to hold on. You can't lose the ball just yet. You don't think Cyril's ready. Captain Adams just showing some instructions to the man to their short extra cover, and it's going to be Masimba Bowen now. Passes the umpire into goal to Cyril. Cyril looking to heave to the offside. Gets it out to a short extra cover, gets past Proctor. Adams to return this one, and Joe Gums gets back for the second. So Cyril gets 2, moves on to 4, and the beam was on to 138.
Yes, Joe Gums there, making sure that push Cyril for all the singles that they can have here today.
It's Bowen. Down the ball to Cyril. So slow ball, Cyril is going to just pushing him into the offside, and they'll get 6. So they're at 139, one away from that 140 mark, that extremely defendable total for this Beamers bowling attack. Those are the likes of Shaka Hodge and Joe Gums who can really defend the low total. It's Massimo Bowen into ball to Joe Gums. And Gums gets this one off the inside edge. Shy at the stumps is going to be knocked out, and they get a single.
I want to recognize yourself. We have a Samsung Galaxy on around 5 US.
I would like to see if he do connects with one of those shots, how far that ball will travel, because he's certainly putting in some effort in order to get the connection, but so far has been quite unsuccessful in doing so. But he's still there at the crease, and they'll certainly want to make the best of these few overs that they have left. At least they are at 140, and they'll be looking to at least maybe get another 10-15 more runs. Yes, to really get on the 150 mark.
It will be a difficult task because the man who won the last over is Jada Richardson. So it's going to be extremely difficult for them to
It's
get
Richardson
off
coming
the
back.
over. It's going to be Jada Richardson, the right-arm fast bowler for the SIXERS from the city. He operated from pretty much all day today. His first spell was from the city, and then he bowled extremely well.
We have not seen Dimitri Adams since his exploit and been roughed up there by the opening batsman there in Dylan Skellicky.
He came off for 1 over from this end. He bowled 1 more. But he hasn't bowled his full quarter because I don't think spin at this time would be very appropriate, because these 2 batsmen, they're relatively new. You want to rush them.
Yes, certainly.
It's going to be Jada Richardson. Going to bowl to Joe Gums. It's fast. It's very fast, but Dion cannot keep that one inside the gloves, and they step up for a single. But he's really bowling that ball quickly there. Is Jada Richardson.
And Cyril will definitely needs to be on his P's and Q's, because Joe Gums, like I mentioned earlier on, he will make sure that every opportunity to have a run, he'll certainly set off for.
141 the score. The loss of 4, loss of 6 wickets, sorry. It's going to be Jada Richardson. As you see, changing made in the field. It's a man going across from the late side to the offside to Cyril. Jada Richardson. Into ball to Cyril, and Cyril can only dig it out, and a bit of a miscommunication. But it results in no run in the end.
Yeah, they didn't overcommit, and both batsmen was able to at least return to their respective creases.
Joe Gums again, he was down the track, but Cyril was not interested at all. It's Richardson the ball to Cyril. And this one gets past everything. Will come down to the boundary. That's going to be 4 runs. Will that connect with the inside edge? I think 4 runs will signal.
Did you signal 4 runs?
I didn't see the buy.
What?
I didn't see the buy sign, so it's 4 runs to Cyril.
Cyril gets 4.
145. That ball raced away off the inside edge.
Certainly did.
Stop it, and no one else could.
Certainly did, raced away, which means that tells us that Richardson is bowling with some real fire here this afternoon. But 145.
145 for 6, an extremely defendable total. Going to be Jada Richardson. Brings the team to ball to Cyril. Slow ball. Cyril hits it down the ground very high, but it's going to fall just short of Hodge coming off the boundary. And they're coming back for a second. Is he out? Not out, says the umpire. He got back in his crease just in time. So a very eventful ball, but it results in 1 run.
Yeah, easily could have been a catch there and also a run out, but luckily Cyril didn't venture too far out of his crease in an attempt to go back for that second run.
It's going to be Jada Richardson. He takes up this Yorker, very good ball. This time through for a single. So getting very close to the end of the over. And the end of this first innings is going to be Jada Richardson. He's been a very good over so far. He's gone for 7, but it's a 7 unfortunate runs.
Certainly, yes.
Richardson into ball to Cyril. Cyril's ball! You said that he had to watch his off stump. Jada Richardson, he was fast.
Yes,
he was on
and,
target. You miss, I hit.
Fitting way to bring close to the end of the Beamers innings at 147 for 6 runs on the board, for 7, sorry. Runs on the board, Kai, and it is all left down to the Farrington Super Sixers now, with the opportunity to see whether or not they can overhaul this score and win this first inaugural Anguila Premier T20 League and take that $5,000 grand prize as well.
As we said, in their previous game against the Farrington Super Sixers, they defended 147. Well, they've scored 147, and that will be very interesting to see if they can pull off a similar feat.
Yes, certainly, and yes, there you had it. It's the end of the first half of this match. The Beamers batting first, scoring 147 for, is it 147 for 7, sorry, at their turn, and their 20 overs, which give the Beamers, the Farrington Super Sixers, sorry, a score of 148 to get in order if they are in with a chance to win this. As I say, welcome back, Keith. Your thoughts on this first half of this match here this afternoon?
148 is the target. We'll need some getting, but with the sort of batting that the Farrington has, they should be in with a good chance. But cricket is cricket. It's played in the middle. A couple of early wickets could change the whole pitch of this game. One really thought the Beamers would have scored a few more runs. They lost wickets at a very crucial time. They had Skellicky, who was on fire, and they lost him for 36. Burton was also beginning to look good. Lyndall Richardson, the key players. Mintos was looking good when he also fell. So just the Sixers were able to get the wickets just when the batters were beginning to turn the score on. But 147 would be something of a disappointment for the fans, the Beamers fans. But as I said, we all know that runs on the board is runs on the board. The Sixers will need to get them. The Beamers, they have very good bowling attack, especially the spin department. They will be missing Yannick Leonard, who's gone off to England to play club cricket. But Mintos, the other left-arm spinner, I think the left-arm spinner will be the real danger man here, along with Shaka Hodge and Joe Gums. Those three spinners would certainly have to carry the bulk of the bowling here today. You would need to get Dimitri and Jadel early and put some pressure in the middle and lower order. If you can get Jadel and Dimitri, Terry Adams and then further down, then you're right into the heart of the batting there for the Sixers. So it's a good contest. As I said, there's a lot to play for, $5,000 US. Quite a bit of money in this Warmer Crop time, as we say. And it should be a good contest. We have a good crowd on hand that continues to build. As I speak, more and more cars are coming in, more and more fans are coming into the ground. There's a band that will be playing, the Vito band, plus a special artist will be featured after the game, after the presentation. So there's the football, Sakarama, female Sakarama competition to the back of us in the Raymond Guichard Football Stadium. So the action is right here in this little spot, Tony.
Yes, quite a bit to take in here this afternoon. And you mentioned that the Farrington Super Sixers, they've got some good batters, especially at the top of the order as well. If there is any solace in the score that the Beamers can find, is that they would have scored just around the same total that they were able to defend when they would have played the Farrington Super Sixers on their route to winning that preliminary match as well. So maybe they can take some comfort in that as well. You did mention that they would certainly miss the services of the likes of Yannick Leonard, but they've got other good spin bowlers in their camp that can really put some pressure on the Farrington Super Sixers batsmen as well. So they'll certainly need to start very well and to keep the pressure on early if they are to really be in with a chance to defend the score of 148. But runs on the board, like we always say, is runs on the board. The Farrington Super Sixers will certainly need to go and get them and certainly show that they're up to the challenge to overhaul the score this afternoon.
I can tell you the Farrington will not run away with this. The Beamers are going to apply quite a bit of pressure. Joe Gums, Shaka and Mintos, as I said, will apply, and Dylan Skellicky, they will be applying a lot of pressure. At one time, the Beamers had a 6-prong spin attack, and they have done exceptionally well. The Beamers, the only team to beat the Farrington Super Sixers in the competition, and it was the spin.
Yes.
Side. It was the spinners who did the work for them in that game. So it's going to be a tight contest. 148. We're looking at maybe 160 yard, maybe 170, 175. After 51 runs are scored after the first 5 overs, we really thought, if we would have seen a lot more runs coming from the Beamers. That was not to be. Full credit though to the Sixers. I thought they pulled it back well. Daniel Proctor, he bowled pretty well. We saw a wonderful catch taken by Dimitri Adams off his brother's bowling, Dimitrios out at long off. That was just a brilliant catch. Miss Shaka running some distance to his left, going to his strong hand, he's left-handed, and really just plucking the ball out inches from the ground. Actually tumbling over and still being able to maintain that control and held on to it. The pitch, what can we say? As per usual, solid, placid, good batting pitch. If you can bat, you can make runs. If you can bowl, you can get some wickets. So it's a balance there. The outfield, lightning fast. Once you get through the 30-yard circle, you're going to have to do lots of chasing to prevent the ball going into the boundary. So we are in for a very good contest, Tony. It's not going to be a runaway, in my opinion. Not as long as you have Joe Gums, Shaka, Mentos, and Skellicky. And spin will determine the quality of spin, and the way the Beamers bowl will determine whether or not they win or they lose this contest, in my view.
Certainly, and the atmosphere here at the James Ronald Webster Park is really electric and good atmosphere to be in, good place to be watching this encounter between these two top teams who have really played the better of the cricket throughout the whole tournament, and it was fitting that we're seeing these two teams at the top of the four teams. Not saying that the other teams did play it well in some parts, but these two teams did acquitted themselves well and really presented themselves to be here today representing for the winner take all. And like you said, it's a healthy sum of money as well for a first inauguration of a T20 league, and so I'm certainly sure either one of these teams will be very, very satisfied in having that sum of cash.
And the game is fully covered here.
Yes.
The media is out in full force. Radio Anguila 95.5 FM, Class FM 92.9, Lloyd's Live, Clean Stream, Digicel Play app, that's here as well. YouTube channel is here with us. KCN TV here with us as well. So it's a full media core.
We are also taking, I think, Upbeat Radio is also taking the stream as well, yeah.
So we have 3 radio stations taking the feed. I can see the BEAMERZ, the players are going out near the middle of the square. I think they're ready. They're psyching up themselves. They have a plan. I was speaking to some of them earlier before the game. They said definitely we'll be playing to a definite plan. We know exactly what we can expect from the Farrington batters. We know their strengths. We know their weaknesses, and we are out to exploit them. On the other hand, speaking to some of the Sixers, they're saying we're just going out there playing cricket. We're going to be positive. We're just going to play as best we can and win the championship. They're very confident that they can win this championship. So it's going to be a good contest. The crowd certainly has built up to
building, yes, building.
I can't see much space as we look towards what we call the city end in the area behind the black scoreboard on the far side of the ground. That area is heavily populated with cars to the back of
us.
And to the side, even on the main road, the Queen Elizabeth Road, going straight up, as I understand it, as far up as the church.
Yes.
Church of God. The cars are lining on the left side. And I understand to the back of us going up to the high school campus peak, all along the route, Matrix, Garage, that whole area is populated. Even up in, I see him looking up towards the high school.
Yes, you're right, correct, certainly.
The outside on the Tamarind Tree. The cars heavily populated in that area as well. So it's a spectacle here, and this is what we expected. We've been promoting this all throughout the week. This is the big one. Stake has been telling you US $5,000 going to the winning team. The runner-up will get $3,000 US, and I think the third place team will get $1,000.
I think yes.
So there's a lot.
Yes, and I think yesterday it was a winner play all, because I think the fourth place team would have gotten like the $300 and the third place team $800. So they decided whether or not to pull all the resources and say winner take all. And it was a good match yesterday as well. The Razor Massive again coming out as victors, and like I said, both teams really played well. And when we look back at this tournament, Keith, we can say that it was really something that was really worthwhile for this time. At least maybe to jumpstart and to kickstart cricket again, because we have not seen cricket being played here on this park for quite some time with this excitement as well.
Yes, it's going to be a great finale. I think we're in for some great cricket. The fight will be on, I can tell you that. It's, the BEAMERZ will not go down without a fight. They're going to go all out. The Super Sixers, they will be going. They will be looking for a good start from the victory, with JDL coming in at the top there as well. They want to get off on fire, and they're not going to just get away with it. I think, as I said, the spin from BEAMERZ will determine the outcome of this game. I feel BEAMERZ fielders and
And certainly,
just an area next to the screen, they're warming up. You could see they're really into the game. They're not even in their dressing area.
Yes,
They're out
yes.
in the field and they want to get on. They want to get the action underway. You can see they're really psyching up themselves, getting the mental toughness going, and getting themselves loosened. So as soon as the play restarts, they're into it.
And then we are sure that they would have gotten a good pep talk from the management as well in that of Rodney Ray, because we know he's very competitive, and I'm certainly sure that he would have shared some good information with them of how they are to approach this game and how much they really are to put in. And like you said, this is going to be a real encounter here this afternoon. We realize the Beamers, they think that they have got just enough runs, and like you mentioned earlier on, they have got quite a number of good spin bowlers as well, and we are going to see them on display here this afternoon.
Likewise, Rudolph Proctor, the manager of the Super Sixers, would have given a long time, and Charlie Hodge from the management of that team would have spoken at length to their team as well. So you have two competitive managers in Rudolph Proctor for the Sixers and Rodney Ray for the Beamers. So you have two guys who are very, very positive and who are very tough managers, and they'll be going all out. So I just think we're in for a thriller this afternoon. I don't think the fans will be disappointed. They'll be very happy that they came out here this afternoon to see this contest. But Tony, just to look back at some of the stats from the competition, the Beamers before today played 7 matches, won 6, lost 1, scored 1,133 runs of 137 overs, conceding 829 runs, and they bowled 137 overs, over rate of 8.27 and a net run rate of 2.27. Super Sixers played 7 matches, won 6, lost 1, scored 1,049 runs, faced 133 overs, runs conceded 879 before today, overs bowled 137, over rate 7.8, net run rate 1.47. The Pointers played 8 matches, won 2, lost 6, scored 925 runs, overs faced 145.2, runs conceded 993, overs bowled 157, over rate of 6.37, and a net run rate of 0.05. And Razor Massive, who finished 3rd in the competition, played 8 matches, won 1 game, lost 7, scored 967 runs, faced 155 overs, conceded 1,042 runs, bowled 152 overs, over rate of 6.23, and a net run rate of negative 0.62. In terms of the leading run scorers, Dimitri Adams, before today's match, scoring 333 runs from 7 innings, highest score of 88, for an average of 55.83. Jadal Richardson, 6 innings, 2 not outs, highest score of 83, 316 runs, for an average of 79. Dylan Skellicky before today, 7 matches, 7 innings, 3 not outs, highest score 72, 281 runs, for an average of 70.25. In terms of the wickets, the leading wicket taker in the competition with 14 wickets. He's not here today. He's gone off to England to play club cricket. Yannick Leonard, the left-arm spinner for the Beamers, with 14 wickets. Dylan Skellicky with 6 wickets. Beg your pardon, Jadal Richardson with 10 wickets. Joe Gums 10 wickets. Dylan Skellicky 9 wickets, and Raynell with 8 wickets. The most sixes in the tournament, Jadal has 6, has 9. Dylan 6. Danny Proctor 6. Ashley White 6. The fastest 50 in the competition is scored by Dylan Skellicky of just 25 balls, with Ashan Hodge getting the second fastest 50, 29 balls, and Jadal the third fastest at 31 balls. So those are just some of the highlights from the competition. All in all, it's been a great one. In terms of the wicket keepers, the Beamers keeper, that will be Burton, had 4 stumpings, 2 catches. The keeper for the Sixers 2 stumpings and 4 catches before today. For the pointers keeper had 2 stumpings and 1 catch. And for Razor Massive, the keeper there had 3 catches. Those were the performances of the dismissals for the wicket keeper. So there we are. We are just about getting ready, Tony, to see the resumption. Still some music blaring away.
Yes.
Right. Of course, after the presentation this evening, we'll be having the Veto Band featuring one of the leading artists from Anguila. He'll be out performing. And so there's lots of action. So you don't need to leave the park. Even after the match is over and the presentation has been concluded, you can stay around as we'll be having the live band, Veto Band, will be performing here to crown off and cap off what has been a great tournament, starting on the 6th of February and ending today, April the 11th.
And all of this was made possible by our sponsors, our gold sponsors, the Anglec, Zemi Beach Resort, Cuisinart, Frangipane Hotel, our silver sponsor, Nadrico, our bronze sponsors, D3 Enterprises, Lakes World, Funtime Charters, National Caribbean, National Commercial Bank of Anguilla.